Hey, what's up guys? Sir Emanon here, back with another episode of Road to 1000 DuelingBook rating. Once again playing the Lunalight Pendulum deck, or Unalight as I like to dub it. And we're up against Gravekeepers this time, which is obviously a rogue deck, but with Royal Tribute coming back to 3 off the latest ban list. Obviously, but we're going to try and test that out as much as they want, which is totally fine. There's going to be rogue decks on this series, should be expected, especially at the lower ratings. But yeah, if you guys are new to this series, basically this is exactly what's written on the tin. I take a deck that I choose, specifically one that's probably going to be featured on this channel, or one that is a meta deck just in general, and I put it up against other people on ladder and try and reach 1,000 rating. Pretty simple. And if you're new here and like informative, competitive, and in-depth Yu-Gi-Oh content, feel free to hit the subscribe button. That is pretty much my niche. I do gameplay, format analysis, theory videos, combo videos, and deck profiles, all related to the competitive metagame, specializing in Lunalight, of course. But yeah, would love to have you aboard. Additionally, if you are interested in supporting me in any way, shape, or form, feel free to use the TCG player link in the description box down below. If you buy any cards after clicking that link or any product whatsoever, a cut of that will actually go right back into the channel at no additional cost to you, so that would be fantastic if you want to help me out that way. But yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into the gameplay here. So like I said, we are up against Gravekeepers here. So we win the die roll, which is pretty good because Necrovalley actually shuts down this deck pretty hard. Even though this is a rogue deck, as far as the Lunalight cards are concerned, Necrovalley has a very critical function in terms of making half this deck pretty almost worthless. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start off. We have a very explosive hand here, as you can see. We have the entire Lunalight combo with a servant, so pretty consistent. As far as a lot of the opening hands, even though it can brick from time to time. But this one is an example of a hand that is pretty high ceiling. So we go ahead and send a Dark Worm off the Foolish because we don't need any other Lunalight cards. We can search a Gate 0, and we have also a Tenki to be able to follow up. I search an Emerald Bird here. You can make the argument that I should just search another Tiger, just to be able to continue to get more summons, but didn't feel it was necessary. Just wanted to see if I could draw into more Pendulum cards to help make Electromite a little bit easier. I mean, we have the Servant already, but still, just trying to see what we can work with. I draw Foolish Goods, which isn't super great, but not the biggest deal. Scale Tiger, and we can bring out the Servant and the Jackal. So yeah, I could actually go into an Azathoth and try and make an Electromite underneath with the Barricade Board blocker, but I decided because I had Jackal, I didn't really need to do that, so I went into Electromite just in case he had other hand traps. So I used Electromite to go ahead and send the Tiger. And I used Tiger's effect since I hadn't used that currently. I just scaled it to get the counters onto Servant. So I bring back the Clouded Chick and dump the Yellow Marten. And then now I go into the Nyarla to just kind of to force the issue. You could argue that if I was going to do that, maybe I should have just summoned the big Endymion right here, but just wanted to make sure I didn't get interrupted up until this point, because if Electromite got hand trapped, I would have had to pivot quite a lot earlier. But yeah, that play goes through, so we're able to resolve Emerald Bird effect to bring back the Clouded Chick and go into Azathoth. Then send another Yellow Marten off the Clouded Chick, use Electromite to pop the Tiger and add another Tiger, kind of absolving any issues with, popping Tiger and adding back the same Tiger. We just have 2 Tigers in circulation, so kind of just makes that whole deal, a non-issue. So able to go Chain Link 1 Electromite to draw Chain Link 2 Tiger to summon back the Emerald Bird and draw a Perfume. Then we're able to go into a Force Strix, which is super good because we drew the Perfume off the Electromite, so this is even more extenders. So our hand is insanely broken right now. We're gonna go to Appaloosa for 3 materials, and I'm comfortable getting rid of my Force Strix and the Azathoth, even though they're different types to contribute for Curious, because I have a Dark Worm in my extra deck, so not really feeling too perturbed by that. I also have Zephyrs, of course. So we're gonna scale Tiger and bring back Clouded Chick, then we're gonna Pendulum Summon 3. Obviously we can't bring back Servant because once per turn, in terms of being able to summon it. So we go into Curious and we send our Imperial Order, and then we go ahead and make our Griffin. So I was initially going to put it underneath the Appaloosa, but I decided actually I'm going to move it. My opponent is totally cool in chat, so no issues there. But yeah, the reason I do it this way is that I actually realize that between my remaining setup, I can actually get more uses out of my zones here. So even though I miss out on the draw being co-linked, I can actually make use out of the extra zone that Griffin being in the middle zone would provide me, like being to the right, as opposed to, you know, if it was under Appaloosa, I would only have one more extra deck monster. But yeah, I have Martin yet, which I still haven't used, miraculously enough. So we're going to go ahead and make our first succeeds, and then I like to always summon Tornado in this build because like getting rid of your own Imperial Order is nice. And again, the replay system is still bugged where I can't hover over set cards, which is really annoying, but not a big deal. We have Zephyros, we have Tiger to summon Kaleidotchick, so we can summon an Evil Swarm Nightmare. I feel comfortable with summoning this over Dweller, like with this current build, because they have Appaloosa as well. So yeah, we're able to just kind of end on this pretty solid board here. So yeah, my opponent goes terraforming, I flip the order, and then my opponent sets a monster and passes. He doesn't like insta scoops, so I'm just going to try and play out the board. So yeah, I pop my own Imperial Order so I can extend further, and then I go and make a Cerberus, and go into a Borosaur, of course, and then yeah, basically that's how I'm gonna just try and close the game. I have a Perfume still that I think I either drew for turn or I just didn't have to use it the last turn. I don't actually remember. But regardless, we have Dweller to shut off anything in case it's like a, I don't know, a Farfa or something. But it ends up being a Gravekeeper's Recruiter. So he actually shows me now what he's playing, so I have a better idea as to what to try and side for going into games 2 and 3. This is a situation where I definitely would recommend just scooping it up. Yeah, you did have the Royal Tribute, by the way. But yeah, so we win game 1 here because we went uninterrupted and we had a very, very explosive hand. So onwards to game 2. So I go ahead and side in like Twin Twister and Dynavessel Pankratops because I feel that I really just need to out Necrovalley as much as I can. And he does open it, and he goes as well to open a Gravekeeper's Spy. So he sets Spy and he blind allures. I didn't actually know this, but he actually blind allures here. And he gets rid of a Spiritualist, which I believe allows you to fusion summon Gravekeepers. Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I just need to out Necrovalley. I know that they have a counter trap, but I don't remember the activation condition on it, so I decided to just play it a little slower. I try and like force out like strikes. So this is the counter trap, but you need a Gravekeeper's monster and Necrovalley on the field, and since Spy's face down, it's not identified as a Gravekeeper's monster. So yeah, he actually wasn't able to activate it anyway. So I should have just Twin Twistered and like had Pankratops like as just additional, what's it called, an additional like body on the field, or like I could prevent Spy because I knew he set Spy. But yeah, but Mastery gets ashed, which kind of sucks. But we we're okay with it. We go ahead and Twin Twister away the Necrovalley and pitch the Dark Worm so we can special the Dark Worm out. So this is like a very, very heavy Pendulum hand. He tries to ash twice, but yeah, that's a once per turn effect there. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grab a Gate 0 off the Dark Worm, and that's our third spell counter for our Servant. So yeah, here I do a little bit of a weird play. I go Battle Phase because I'm like, oh, I have counters on Servant already, but like I do like a bigger push, like a really big push in main phase 2, and I could have just done it all then. At this point, I'm like, oh, I don't have a way to get like a spell card, but that actually wasn't true with the way I was going to structure this. But it's all right. Let's go ahead and attack this by negate it with Jackal. And then, yeah, we just go ahead and do a play main phase 2. So yeah, he's gonna quit midway through the duel, but I just play out the whole hand. So yeah, we go Electromite to send Tiger, and then we normal summon a Yellow Martin because we had normal Jet. We special Dark Worm, and then we went Servant. So we still had our normal summon preserved. So I just summon Martin, and then I pop it off the Electromite. And then add back Tiger. Now I accidentally draw off this Electromite because like I'm still accustomed to after resolving Electromite you just draw a card, but yeah, that's not a scale, so I can't actually draw off that. But it actually doesn't end up making a big difference because we have such a powerful play available to us. So I'll show you guys what I mean. So I can go ahead and scale this Tiger, and then I can Tiger bring back the Yellow Martin. And then what I do here is I Pendulum summon after he quits. I Pendulum summon the Dark Worm. So I go into a 4-Strix to detach the Yellow Marten. So I guess it does matter because I do shuffle my deck. So I could have drawn a different card. But yeah, instead of using this Perfume, what I could have done was just I guess it actually does make a bit of a difference, because I could have like what I drew would have been different, so like it would have mattered maybe a little bit more. But essentially, like, I could have used Yellow Marten to bounce the Tiger, and bouncing Tiger triggers Electromite there. So yeah, just be mindful of that. I like just totally didn't even realize that at the time, but yeah, I can't draw off Electromite in that instance. So yeah, just definitely be aware. But had I like theoretically done this play and then draw the Perfume, it would have been like essentially the same thing. It would just had to have, I would have had to have like linked away the things a little bit earlier. So yeah, it wouldn't have made like a huge difference. Or like worst case scenario, just like make a Dweller and like pass on like a Jackal Negate, and that's fine. Like if you do like top decks like a Necrovalley, I can't say what he top decks, but yeah, like he doesn't really have any resources, so this game was ours regardless. But you guys can see like the way that this would have wound up being if I wasn't bad and accidentally drew off that Electromite at the wrong time. But yeah, so like I would have like had to use a Dweller to just get material in the graveyard. That way I can like continue to like utilize Zephyrs and other stuff. So I can like summon Tornado, like use a Tornado to like pop the other Tiger, because I hadn't like popped it yet because I popped the Marten off the Electromite. So we're still able to use that effect, and then like theoretically end on something like this. If that was all illegal, and like because the draw of course could have changed because I searched Zephyrs, but it again didn't really make a big difference as far as like my ability to close out this game, because he had just a single Ash left. So yeah, pretty good stuff for us. And yeah, again against a pretty rogue deck, but I think it showcases that like you can play through pretty good like pretty, I guess, bad setups for you. Like Necrovalley is really harmful, but just side accordingly. And yeah, but that's gonna be it for this video. A little bit of a shorter episode today, but I know that people are kind of more fixated, not necessarily more fixated, but people are definitely fixated on the Orcus build that I posted yesterday, which thank you guys for watching that one, by the way. Got a lot of good comments and feedback on that video, which I really do appreciate. As well as also thank you guys for voting in the recent community poll that I put up about like how you guys want to see my content kind of like either shift or stay similar in the near future. I got a lot of good comments on that as well, and like just knowing people's general thoughts is pretty helpful as far as me trying to figure out how I want to take my channel in the future. So want to give a big thank you guys to that as well. But enough of me rambling here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comment section down below. Feel free to subscribe for more informative and competitive in-depth Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on Discord, Twitter, or Twitch. All 3 links are in the description as always. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will catch you in the next video. See you guys!